Well, it's a real misty, moisty Monday morning, and I'm not the only one on my travels overhead. A jet has just passed on its way to America, probably. I think this is the flight path. I feel a bit guilty today. I haven't been on my walk and chatted to you here in the churchyard at St Mary's in Upper Swainswick for a couple of days now. I've used the weather as the excuse. Today it's close as usual, very peaceful apart from the jets. There's rain to come, I'm told. Anyway, a few things to talk over. It was very obvious to me going into Bath the other day that traffic on the London road is back to normal, if not above normal. I know the tailback isn't being helped by the works in Queen Square, which are due to finish at the end of this month, so we'll see what difference that makes. Of course, the motorists' organisations are saying it's a sign that the economy is recovering again, and others are saying, well, people are still using their cars because they're frightened of going on public transport because of the coronavirus. And on that score, it does make you stop and think when you read, as I did this morning, that there were, I think, 7 cases of coronavirus reported in Baines yesterday, which is the biggest increase for a long time. Usually it's just 1 or none as we go from day to day. So do be careful. That's 368 reported cases. Either that jet's done a U-turn and is coming back, or there's another one following it, almost as busy as the London road. This transport thing is a big issue, isn't it? Boris Johnson talks about a green recovery, but it's not going to happen. So many million or billion put into cycle paths around the country. It's a whole change of attitude, of habit that has to be introduced. We've got to, whether you like it or not, get the car out of city centres. Bristol seems to be taking the lead in these parts. I just wish, Baines, the controlling party, the Lib Dems, it was their manifesto that they were going to tackle the issue of pollution, environmental pollution. Even if they have to fall on their swords to do it, at least go down in history as being the party brave enough to turn the corner on this one. We've got a trial with electric scooters coming up soon. That'll be very interesting to see how quickly people start moaning about being bashed in the ankle by somebody on an electric scooter. I'm a cyclist, as you know. We have a tiny little car, but it's not used very much. But I have to say, crossing Pulteney Bridge yesterday, this gentleman, all clad in his lycra, showing I'm a professional biker, I don't hang around pedaling gently and quietly, zoomed across the bridge, which was full of people walking on the road as well, as they are entitled to do, shouting too because somebody was in his way. It gives us such a bad name. It's not a racetrack. If you want a racetrack, go to a velodrome in London. But, if you are on the road, you are not alone. So that does make me very mad. I was also tackling the issue of the crumbling fabric of Bath. I was just saying, despite the fact the local authority has no money, it's a shame that they couldn't just employ stonemasons, apprentice stonemasons maybe from Bath College, to effect some repairs. I know there's always a question of insurance, but this has been going on for months and months and months. The Laura Place fountain is damaged with masonry knocked off. They're not exactly speeding up with the balustrade around Pulteney, well, on the parade side of Pulteney Bridge, and even the obelisk in Queen Square has a corner knocked out of it. It doesn't take much, surely, to effect repairs. It just shows our visitors we don't care about what we've got. We're not looking after our heritage. John Batty came through to tell me that the top of the Victoria Suspension Bridge, the towers, they're technically pylons because they look like the pylons in ancient Egypt, were once again becoming wild. He said he thought they last removed weeds there last October. Again, it just doesn't look good for visitors, does it? There was one other thing. Oh yeah, I did a story about these little brightly coloured pink containers that are going up around the city for people who use chewing gum to put their gum in it rather than throwing it on the pavement. Well, of course, if you were living in Singapore, you wouldn't even be chewing the stuff. But Gillian Risebridger came through to say that most people who chew gum would probably be horrified to know that conventional gum is made with the same components used to manufacture car tires, plastic bottles, and white glue. Don't choke if you're chewing at the moment. However, she says there are alternatives, including Simply Gum, which uses the original natural gum base of chicle. And she says it's fully biodegradable. You can buy it in Iceland supermarkets. That's Simply Gum. I looked up chicle because I thought chicle. I'm sure there was a chewing gum called Chiclets once, and I can see where the name came from. Chicle is the milky latex of the sapodilla tree, which was formerly chewed by the Aztecs. Hopefully, if you're picking up pieces, it's not pieces that were formerly chewed, but you know what I mean. So that's how chiclets got their name. Chiclets were first manufactured in the United States in 1900. You see, the things you learn joining me for an early morning chat. And I must say, they move the tables around in the churchyard here because during a normal summer they offer tea refreshments to walkers, and they were doing a sort of church pub on the first Friday of every month to raise funds for the church. I understand there's going to be a limited one in September, so that's good news. But what I was saying was I think the table's position today is perfect for you, if you get bored with me, to have a nice view of this wonderful church. Anyway, let's stop there. Oh, I was on YouTube. You know, you sit at home and you click around, don't you, on these dreadful smartphones. And I came across an old show reel of mine. So I've added it on the end just to give you a laugh, okay? So whatever you're doing this Monday, have a great day.